Okay, that's the last time I forget that there's a difference between the start streaming and go live buttons in OBS. We're live now. We're on game 2 here. BogoJedi got a very quick game 1. He played what was it? Cartel Spacer into now there are 2 of them for Zuckus, and then just played a bunch more units, and Kotul had no way of answering them. Didn't even get to deploy Palp1. It was like a 3-minute game or something. But now we're in game 2, pretty early on. A couple massive meta triggers for Kotul's. Let him get ahead a little bit. And Bogo did not get the now there are 2 of them this game. All right. Kotul's got the command. He's going to buff up that Salacious and go for another resource here. And that's actually, I mean, that's really impactful. So the Forlom here is going to deal with this Salacious Crumb in combination with the Cat Bane. But Kotul's now set up to play a Vader next turn. And that's massive. Here's the Vader. The green deck version of Palpatine doesn't have as many, big cards to pull off of Vader, but there are still a lot of good ones here. Looks like it's either going to be Poggle or the Royal Guard here. Probably the Royal Guard. Yep. Is Vader... Vader isn't an official, is he? Or is he? No, he's not. So, non-Sentinel there. But still, I mean, getting the 2-for-1 here is pretty big. And he draws the Tarkintown out as well. Does hurt to lose your Vader there. I was going to say, like, it's kind of risky going for Forlom there. Like, obviously, like, you want to do it because it turns off the Zuckus play. But it does open up to Tarkintown, and it is easier to kill Forlom with something else. And here's Bosk to, just clear this Royal Guard. So BogoJedi's, I mean, that Vader was really like a setback, basically, for BogoJedi. He's now managed to really reclaim this board with the Bosk there. And now it's the Cad Bane flip turn. It is also the Palpatine flip turn, and that's going to happen right away. Takes that Bosk. And Kotul's got some events in hand that he can fire off if this Bosk stays alive. All right, and Crafty's going to go to base while he can. And then we're going to see timely intervention for probably the Rook to clear the Boba. Yep, Rook is going to come down. And it looks like he's going to take the damage first and then get the shield. Makes sense to do in this situation. And then the Bosk event trigger clears the smuggler. And just like that, the board state is swung back in Kotul's favor. Bogo's got a punishing one to follow up. But, I mean, it's... it's meager in comparison to this big board state that Kotul is now building up. And there's the Cad Bane flip. We'll see how Kotul tries to approach this. He could go for the Cad kill this turn and he'd get it, or he could just try to start racing. Or he could go like Bosk to base. Alright, he's gonna start with Palpatine going into Cad. At least. And that's gonna give Cad time to get a blaster going. I guess, I mean, he would have had it anyway. Yeah. Not trading crafting to Bosk was really bad. Yeah, definitely could be argued that. Yeah, because any event trigger would have been it, and you know that Kotul's got lots of events, so yeah. And that boss gear ends up being the difference between Cad living or dying into a new round. But, I mean, Kotul's taking a lot of damage here. He's at 18. He does have the alarm here, which can help heal some. And there's one. But he does have to start pushing his own damage. BogoJedi's got a Cad Bane in hand. And it looks like we might see it come down right now. Yep. There's the Cad Bane. Yeah, you don't trigger the Cad ability yet. You wait until and you capture everything and then you trigger the Cad. And so Cad can capture, is it 2 or 3 units? Up to 3. Total of 8 or less. So okay, so he can oh yeah, I see what's going on. Okay, yeah, so he captures the Rook and the Yularen and then puts the damage from Cad on the Star Viper. And here's Command. And Command is going to bring back this Salacious Crumb and give Palpatine experience. So now he can play Salacious Crumb, and then the attack from Palpatine will kill Cad, getting him his units back. And that's what's going to happen here. Oh, shoot. Crumb heal is actually mandatory. Oh, he got it. Never mind. All right. That was a pretty big play, taking out the Cad that way. And Palpatine still survives, actually, because of the Command experience. But Kotul's in a pretty commanding position right now. Bogo's not out of it because, I mean, he's got this Ruthless Raider, which, yeah, if anything's going to do it, that card can do it. He needs to push through 13. He's close. And he has initiative here, so this Star Viper isn't going to be restoring. But the Yularen could still get some restore in. And Kotul's got lots of units to feed the Yularen here. Ruthless Raider has its choice of targets in Star Viper or Palpatine. And there's Yang. So now that Star Viper is big enough to take out the Punishing One. Cartel Spacer doesn't exhaust it because he doesn't have a yellow unit. So, I mean, Waylay does clear here, but then you can't play Raider. Bosk to take out Hu Yang technically clears. But it looks like he's not even going to do that. He's just going for the Raider here. And he's going to take out Palpatine. All right, there's the kill onto the Punishing One. Bogo's just 9 health away from doing it. But the Raider's basically 6 damage guaranteed. Or, I mean, this one not guaranteed because he's giving Kotul a chance. All right, Kotul's going to play out the Vader here. And that's going to get him some health back from the Yularen. At least 1, possibly, even more, depending on what he gets here from the Vader. And it's going to be Magna Guard Wing Leader. That's a pretty strong one here. Space is going to become the major threat to him. And it's going to be 2 heals off the Yularen. And Kotul gets his first damage in of the game. Rook and Yularen walking into base there. And there's a reinforcement walker. That might just be what Kotul needs to seal this one. I mean, Bogo's got to have a line somewhere. But it's rough. He can go Forlom here, or Cloud Rider, I guess, to clear Hu Yang, which also clears Star Viper. But first, he's actually just going to go to base with that Spacer while he still can. Because no matter what, even if you clear the Hu Yang there, Wing Leader still clears Spacer. Does leave him open to Star Viper attack into Raider, or I guess into base. See, how much does Kotul actually have on damage right now? He's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He actually has enough left on the board to win this turn. If everything gets through. Bogo does have, ways to stop that from happening, but ooh, going to base here now with the Raider. Yularen sticks 2 more in. This one's gonna come down to it. He's got Waylay there for the wing leader. So that is going to stop the game from going this turn. There's Forlom. Forlom is actually going into the Yularen, not the Hu Yang. Yeah, should be one more resource. They got it. Okay. Cloud Rider could go into Hu Yang here, which would clear both that and the Star Viper for next turn. But let's see what happens with this Timely. It looks like it's he's going for the Walker, which is going to be a double heal when it comes down, potentially, or double card draw. One of the better ECL targets in the game. Reinforcement Walker is. If you know, you know. And it's going to be a Wing Leader discarded for 3. And a Salacious Crumb discarded for 3. And there's the Cloud Rider coming out, killing 2 units there. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. Vader's going to swing in for 5. Bogo's got to do 11 to win. He's got 6 on board. He's got to do it in 1 action as well. He picks up a Change of Heart, but Change of Heart is not going to be enough here. And I think we're going to see a game 3. Yep, and it was that early ramp that allowed Kotul to get to his big things early. Start pressuring the board, clearing the enemy units. I guess we can take a look at the list because I haven't had the list on screen while I've actually been streaming. So here's Bogo's list. Looks like he's not going back into the sideboard, but we know he brought in Phantoms, Change of Hearts, and Fennec. I don't know. We don't know if he brought in the other things, but we know those are in there. And on Kotul's side, I don't think we necessarily saw anything from Kotul that we know is out of the sideboard. But he's got a lot of things in there that are for control and some for these, aggro matches. But it looks like they're just getting started here. Kotul opening with the Gamorrean Retainer here. Into the Wing Leader, into the command. He's going to allow him to get at least some level of ramp. Retainer is going to be a Sentinel on turn 2 once that Wing Leader comes down, which could matter. Although this Crafty Smuggler is a great way to just deal with that Retainer. Is Kotul going to go for it anyway? He is, actually. Lines up pretty poorly, but sometimes you gotta play a unit. And okay, so Kotul here has a choice between resourcing the Walker and the second command, and I guess some other piece. And he goes for the Reinforcement Walker there, keeping both copies of command. Possibly going for another double ramp play, although it's going to be less efficient than the one he did in game 2. All right. Hotshot Blaster coming down onto the Crafty Smuggler. Not taking the trade early. No neither two of them either. So no blowout like we saw game 1. But there's the wing leader. Gives the retainer sentinel here. And now we're on the command turn for Kotul. So we can start to ramp. Bogo's got the job of the hut here, which is a pretty big card. Literally. So we're going to see the Jabba play here. Command giving experience to retainer actually probably isn't going to be that relevant unless he chooses to not to forgo the ramp. And like if he goes, I'm going to give experience to the retainer and I'm going to hit your shield off. That would matter. Because it would mean that he's forcing the trade. But he might just want to go for the ramp anyway. Also, if he goes for experience on the wing leader, he saves the wing leader from Tarkintown. So we'll see what the play is. It looks like the play is going to be, experience wing leader and probably ramp. Yep. And Smuggler is pretty much forced to trade the shield for the retainer here. Yep. Now the question is, if you're Kotul, do you hit the base here or do you just take initiative? And there's an argument for both plays. Like 5 damage is a lot, but at the same time, you're gonna get that damage in there anyway. This game usually doesn't come down to a race. And it looks like he's not going for that. But now he's got another dilemma here. He's got Barrage, which is a really strong play here. He's also got another copy of Command, which gets him into that double ramp territory that he was in last game, which benefited him so much. Although, so notably, the Command isn't going to get him to Vader a turn early. Oh, it looks like he's resourcing the Barrage. So I think he's basically, he could go for timely Rook here, or he could go for the command play. And it looks like he is, doing timely Rook. Very interesting. Okay, so I don't know if I would have done that. I might have gone for command and just chosen, deal damage and maybe ramp. Gets you to Palp1 a turn early and still gets rid of the smuggler. Although there is good reason to want to establish the Rook here in case a Zuckuss or something comes out. So valid reasons to do the play the way Kotul did. And now Bogo's got to decide how to respond. I mean, his hand is kind of awkward here. He can go like sneak attack Cad Bane, I guess. I don't know. That seems kind of bad. He'd go Zuckuss. He'd go sneak attack Zuckuss. Sneak attack Zuckuss could like potentially clear Rook. He could go like swing Jabba into Rook and then Tarkintown him and play Zuckuss. Like that's not a bad move. I guess either order works. He could go Tarkintown first or Jabba attack first. If he does Tarkintown first, it also opens him up to do like Forlom. Or I guess you could do Forlom either way, but yeah. It's just gonna be Jabba here. And then the Zuckuss on the follow-up. All right, it's the Cad Bane flip turn, and it's also the Vader turn for Kotul. I mean, if you're Kotul, like, you definitely could be in a better spot. It's, you know, things could be better, but they could also be worse. You've only taken 4 damage. There's not a ton of units out there. It's just this, you know, Zuckuss and this Jabba that you're about to run over. Here's the Vader. What's the pull going to be? It could be Wing Leader or it could be Royal Guard, or I guess theoretically Super Laser Attack. It looks like it's going to be the Royal Guard. Magna Guard Wing Leader is a card we haven't seen a ton of. You know, Villain got a lot of new toys in the 3-drop category, and Wing Leader's been one of the overlooked ones, I think. But it does have a powerful impact on the board sometimes. All right, Forlom coming out here, buffed from the Zuckuss. And here's the Cad. What are the lyrics to that song? Why did I listen to that Cad? Why did I listen to the nature of his plans? Something like that. All right, he's going to hit the base here. And we're now on the Palp1 flip turn. Kotul's also he's got a second Vader. He's got a reinforcement walker ready. But he's got a lot of health to chew through to clear this board. And, I mean, he's got a decent amount of health left to do it. But in the face of these big attackers, you know, 15 health can go by in an instant. And, all right, the plan's going to start with Palpatine to steal the Forlom. All right, Cad Bane coming down. That's kind of massive. How much can he steal? He can't steal the Vader, right? And something else, yeah. Wait, how much? Okay, wait. The math's not adding up, right? Oh shoot, it's... I can't access the chat function. Why can't I? All right, now my computer's decided that it wants to crash. Okay. Am I doing my math wrong? 5, 6. Oh, I guess I was doing my math wrong. I thought the wing leader had more health than it did. Hey, well, I mean, it does allow the second Vader to come down here without violating uniqueness. All right, and Road Guard's actually a really good pull here. You can't clear the Zuckuss, so the Zuckuss still has Saboteur. But that's, I mean, it blocks some other attacks, which is important. The only unit this Vader can outright kill is Greedo, but he can set up a Palp1 kill onto something else. And he's going to set it up onto the CAD leader here. Okay, wait a minute. Does anyone know where the Forlom goes if the CAD dies? Does it go to its owner or does it go to the previous controller? All right, Greedo goes into the Royal Guard. Is he going to get the flip? He's not going to get the flip. And that's actually pretty big. Palp1's now going to probably clear this CAD. He's actually thinking about going to base here. Nope, he's going to clear the CAD. All right, Brian Z saying it goes to the owner. That's pretty big. But, I mean, this CAD's getting held up right now because of the Royal Guard still. Devastator picked up for... Ooh, the Devastator gets resourced here? I would not do that. Devastator is your... If you make it to next turn, Devastator is your win condition. Or could be, at least. You're going to resource the command here. Command is not super useful. All right, Kotul got initiative. Does he have a way? He's got to deal with Zuckuss, or he's going to take a hit. I think Kaz's going to get it this turn. Zegas goes to base. Sneak attack Raider is going to be basically impossible to clear. Yeah, I mean, you have to waylay here to prevent like a lethal push from Kotul, because he did have lethal on board there before the Vader was bounced. But Bogo's gonna be able to get a hit in with Zuckuss, and then that's 6, and then like 8 more from Raider is 14 damage. I think that's basically gonna be it. Yep, there's 6 from the Zuckuss. And Kotul's just a couple actions behind. If he had kept a timely intervention from earlier, he could use it now to play this reinforcement walker. And that would maybe keep him alive, but he's still dead to sneak attack Raider either way. He still has a Vader, like he can replay the Vader, and that gives him a hope. Like he can't. I mean, he knows about the sneak attack because it was picked up with Jabba. Is there? I don't think he can pull anything here. He can pull Salacious, and that. I mean, that keeps him alive from like an expectation of, sneak attack anything, but nothing to beat exactly sneak attack Raider. And there it is. And BogoJedi is going to move on to the top 16 here. Wow, that was a good match. Game 3, I mean, it really came down to it. I don't know if Kotul really misplayed, but it was close. It really, you had to have sneak attack Raider to win there. I mean, maybe there were other things he could have had, but Kotul had some answers. But he didn't, at the end of the day, have an answer to that. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We've got more TTI scheduled tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Pacific. We've got a top 16 match, Hippo versus On Demand. And then Sunday at 5 a.m. Pacific, we've got Grand Lotus versus La Loop. So that should be fun. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And always remember to take the initiative.